Hello, I seem to be having a bit of an impromptu recording day, big time today. I'm going to make our supper in a moment, and I thought, oh, it's an ideal opportunity. When I make something that I think I want to show you, I have to immediately start recording. So I'm going to make a cheese sauce in the microwave. I don't know if you make sauces in the microwave, but if you don't, you really should. It's so easy, much easier than faffing about, standing over a pan and wondering if you're going to get lumps and stuff like that. Mega simple. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, when I make a cheese sauce, I do talk fast, I've discovered. I'm going to slow down. When I make a sauce, particularly a cheese sauce, I always make a larger amount than I think we'll need, and I freeze it. Because then if you want some cheese sauce, abracadabra, it's in the freezer and you've got it done. You haven't got to do anything at all. So I made it quite quickly in the microwave to start with, and then even quicker because it's in the freezer and you can take it out and defrost it and have it immediately. So I'm planning to show you a cauliflower cheese, which I know you can all make. Don't say, for goodness sake. I know you can all make one, but we're going to make a cauliflower cheese with cheese sauce in the microwave. The cauliflower, obviously, you cook conventionally, although you can cook it in the microwave, but it's as easy to put it in the pan, and then do other stuff with it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm getting quite excited about all this cooking today. So I'll just get everything ready and I'll see you in a minute. I'm trying to get you on this camera and nothing's. Oh, I tell you what, it'd be much easier to get on that camera if I plug the camera in. Oh, I'm being a bit of a nitch today. Hold on. There we go, caller. Here we go. Right. So I'm showing you. I bought a whole cauliflower. Now, when I buy a cauliflower, being as tight as I am, I always buy the biggest one there is. And sometimes they're really big, but I got a big one yesterday. And this is half of it. So you can see how big it is by my hands. So I've chopped half of it into florets. Now I have two dishes, two of these identical dishes. Just to prove it to you. How many pints they are, but you can see roughly the size now if I compare them to a plate. They're you know, that sort of size. So what I do is normally I'd cook all the cauliflower and put it into two lots. We'd have one for supper and I'd put one in the freezer. So that's what I normally do. Or you can do it in smaller amounts and you can pack it in a plastic box and put it in the freezer. The nice thing about that is, she said, changing cameras quickly. The nice thing about that is, she said, changing cameras quickly, slowly. The nice thing about that is, whenever you want it, it's just there. And cauliflower cheese is delicious. Lunch, supper, whatever. Well, not breakfast, but it's really useful either as an additional vegetable or just, this is going to be a meal, the way I'm going to cook it. So I'm just going to put boiling water on my cauliflower, broken it up into florets. Always put boiling water on so it'll cook much quicker. And you don't want it to cook until it's really soft, because obviously it's going to cook again in the sauce. And if you get it out of the freezer, it'll cook yet again when you refreeze it. So you want it just sort of, not blanched, but you know, just a bit filled al dente. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the butter, 50 grams of butter, in the microwave. I've got my crusty plate on the top. I'm going to put that in the microwave to melt. And I'm going to melt that on medium, or whatever you have, for 1 minute. I don't want it to spit too much. Now I have sauce flour, which is from Sainsbury's. You don't have to have sauce flour, you can use plain flour, but I happen to have sauce flour, which is much finer, a finer milling than ordinary plain flour. Don't worry about it, I just happen to have it in the cupboard. I got it because my son always insisted that he cooked with it when he was living with me. And I got in the habit of buying it, but really don't feel obliged to buy it. So you want 50 grams, obviously, of flour as well. Now, if you were making, really wary of teaching my granny to suck eggs, and I don't want you to all go, for goodness sake, I knew that. If you're making a bechamel sauce, you're making a white sauce, and you really want to taste the white sauce, you would heat your milk with, what am I doing, 50, hold on, can't talk and weigh at the same time, apparently, 50 grams. You would have an onion and a bay leaf and a blade of mace and salt and pepper. You'd get the milk up to the boil, take it off the heat, leave it to infuse with all those lovely flavours and make a proper bechamel sauce. And that would be delicious. But we're putting so many flavours in this that you don't really need it. That's just the proper thing. So we're not going to do a very difficult one, because this will have lots of flavour in it anyway. So I'm going to swap cameras. It's all such hard work. I'm going to swap cameras. Oh, there we are, swap camera. So there's my butter melted, and here's my flour, and here is my cameraman just lying back from wherever he's been. Don't remember where. And so I'm going to put my flour in one whoosh, and with a balloon whisk, with a balloon whisk, I'm going to stir it in. Now into that, you are going to have to add some flavours, because as I say, otherwise it's just going to be a bit boring. You're clearly going to add cheese to it, because it's going to be a cheese sauce. And I'm also going to put one or two other bits and bobs in it. Now, as you know, have some, should I frozen it? I'm going to have to put you on pause because I can't find something. So hold on a moment while my spice rack's rather large. Hold on. I found it. So hurrah. As I said, if you were making a bechamel sauce, you would put in a blade of mace. And I know all you very educated people will know that mace is the outside edge, the sort of bark of a nutmeg plant. Forget what I'm showing. So I've got my nutmegs here, and I'm going to grate some nutmeg in here. I haven't got any mace, but nutmeg is just as good. So I'm going to put in some mustard. I've got Dijon mustard. Put in some mustard. So I'm going to grate some nutmeg with my magic plain grater. I have got a nutmeg grater all the way from Italy. My cousin sends them over quite regularly, but this is great. I'm going to use it. This is great. Sorry. So a good grating of nutmeg, and drop them nutmeg in there, and naturally the ubiquitous salt and pepper. So there you have that, and into that we're going to plonk our milk. You're going to gradually add it and mix it each time till you get like making custard, really. Get a smooth start, add another little bit, mix it till it's smooth. And like the risotto we made another day, the good thing about this is you can be doing something else. I know you can make it in a saucepan, and it's not the end of the world, but you have to stand over it. And if you can go off and make yourself a cup of tea, or read the paper, or wash up, or lay the table, whatever, that seems to be a good thing. So that's why I like doing things. And once it's completely smooth like that, you can splodge it all in, stir it up well, splash yourself in the bargain, and put your plate back on, put it in the microwave on high for 3 minutes. And meanwhile, my cauliflower has come up to the boil because I put boiling water in it. It's come back to the boil and it's just cooking. I'm only going to give it a very few minutes because you just want it to start to soften. Now, when I make cauliflower cheese as a meal, which is what this is going to be our supper, there may be a potato or two involved as Bob's having supper with me. But when I make it, I put bacon in it. Now, you can either use rashers of bacon and cut them up, or you can use those, do you remember I showed you those little snippets of bacon or chorizo or whatever that you have, and I have in my freezer. Camera, you can come in, love, it's all right, they know you, and you're fully dressed, so that's okay. So I use those. At the moment I have some bacon, as you know, in my fridge, so I can use that, chop it up, cook that, fry it off, cook that, chopped up, and then you can put that either in the sauce or you can sprinkle it in with your cauliflower, put the sauce on top. If you're doing a vegetarian dish, obviously you don't do that, but it makes a really tasty meal and it makes it a bit more filling than just the cauliflower cheese. Okay, so that's that. I think my cauliflower is probably boiled enough for now. I'm just going to trot it with a fork. Longer, but I'm probably going to give it till my sauce comes out. Right, clear the decks. To shut this blind. The sun has chosen this moment to come out and shine straight into my screen, which is, I'm not complaining, nothing claims the sun shining, but we don't want it in the screen. So just while my sauce finishes cooking, I'm going to put you on pause and then show you the rest. So here's my cauliflower. I've drained it and popped it in my dish like that. It's not done by any means, but it's done enough. It's just softened enough. And my sauce. When you first get it out, you'll feel this thick lump at the bottom. You say, "Oh my goodness me, I've ruined it. Nothing will ever work again. Carolyn is useless." If you whisk it up well and put it back in the oven, once you've whisked it up well, put it back in your microwave for another 3 minutes. And trust me, all will be well. Do not despair. Okay, another 3 minutes in the microwave now. Out of places to put things. Here's my cauliflower, and here's my bacon, which I've cooked on with my long handled savoury wooden spoon. That's 2 rashers of bacon is all I've done. It's plenty. I've just done 2 rashers of that bacon, chopped up into reasonable sized pieces. Put that on there. And that can go in there. Wash them up. And then here is your sauce. I hope you can see, nice and thick now. And I'm going to add cheese to that. You can add as much cheese as you wish. And as I told you before, I have always got a bag of frozen cheese in the microwave. It's either frozen cheese, which grated cheese, grated cheese. Now it's either cheese that I have grated because it was on special offer, which often happens, or it can be cheese that came as a bag of grated cheese. But also today I'm going to add the parmesan that I've got left. I made scones this morning with some, and there's some left over. It needs eating up, so I'm going to bung it in my cheese sauce. The other thing you can put in it, of course, is soft cheese. Any sort of soft cheese. If you've got, sometimes you have a recipe that calls for, well, I find I have a recipe that calls for soft cheese or yogurt or something like that, that comes in a, I don't know, 300-gram pot, and you only want 150 grams. You think, what the hell am I going to do with this? Well, here's what you can do with it. You can put it in your cheese sauce. Now, if that is thicker than you want, which it may be, you can always add some more milk and just thin it down a bit. But this is the point at which we taste it using a clean cheese spoon, not our fingers, I'll have you know. Taste that. Oh, it's lovely. Make sure it's got enough cheese, got enough salt and pepper, got enough flavouring. You can add whatever you've missed to it at this point. So all you have to do now is spoon it over your cauliflower and bacon. Should be showing you this. Sorry, guys. Right near the edge, actually. It's quite scary. There we are. You want it completely covered. You want quite a thick sauce for doing, so I think, because it lasts better. There we are. So now on top of that, I'd let it get cold. Unless you're popping it straight in the oven, I'd let it get cold before I put my cheese on, because the cheese will melt in the hot sauce. But you can put that either into the freezer or straight into the oven for your lunch or supper. And as I say, cheese on the top and breadcrumbs, if you have it, make a really nice finish. And that's your cauliflower cheese. And it was really quite easy, because all the time that the sauce was doing in the microwave, I was doing other clever things, which is what you can do. So you're not standing and whisking. You just put it in, take it out, keep whisking. And if it doesn't work the first time you put it back in, that's the glory of the microwave. And as I said, if it's too thick for you at this stage, just slosh another load of milk in and give it a whisk up, and you can have it thinner. The nice thing is, if you're freezing it, I would freeze it as thickly as you've got it. And then when you defrost it, you can always add a bit of milk then, if you wanted to. And what's left, you can freeze either in quarter pints or half pint, or you can make, as I said, a double lot of cauliflower cheese, which while you're making it, you might as well make another one. So I'm going to put this on now just to show you. I mean, I know you know what cheese looks like, but and I don't have any breadcrumbs, unfortunately, mainly because of Sainsbury's, because they're useless. Right, and that's my final finished. Oh, look, last little look at it. That's your last little look at it with the cheese on the top. Cauliflower cheese with bacon or ham or chorizo or just cauliflower. Entirely up to you, but enjoy. Bye-bye. See you soon. Oh, do I do stop?